Texas 95.7, the Armadillo. Craig Vaughn in the studio with special guestesses from the WRCA.
Plural.
That's right.
Plural guestesses.
Plural with a capital T.
So many of us in here, we got to pass the mic down the line.
That's right. Lehman Wall, who you're talking now.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
And Peyton.
Hey, Craig.
How are you?
I'm good. They let me out of the office.
I was going to say, I haven't seen you this year, so.
Yeah.
Put you out on the road this year. We'll be talking with Lehman. Went to Brazos Ranch in Graham, and Peyton went to up to north.
Sandhills, yeah.
In Nebraska.
Arthur, yes, sir.
And then Casey Hooper's over here.
Hi, everybody. Hello, everybody.
We'll start with Casey. Casey, where'd you end up? You end up, I guess, in Oklahoma. Not too far. Oklahoma.
Take your mask off, Casey.
It was actually, Craig gave me one that says Saints
11.
and I thought it said Saints Forever, so I thought I was good, but that's okay. Went to Claremore, Oklahoma, which is a hop, skip, and a jump from here.
Wait, is that the one that's way up there up north of Tulsa?
Yes.
Is that where? Okay, yeah, it's a pretty good ride.
And it was so cold that I wanted to bring my wool jacket.
Lies.
Very much lying. Heat advisory, 105.
Humid? Yeah.
Heat index, 111, 15. Yeah, I thought came back with the lesser pant size, but that wasn't the case. I'm not quite sure where it all went. You just wanted ice cream and all sorts of stuff.
I know you sweat in those kind of places, like where it's got the humidity, and you think I'm gonna just lose weight standing out here. And It doesn't. I don't know. I'm like you. I'm like, what's going on?
No, the older I get, the tighter my pants get, and the wider my shoes get because my feet are swollen.
They don't make them as good as they used to. That's what it is, Casey.
Well, I can't wear Rockies all the time. I cracked myself up on that. Lehman's laughing.
I know your Christmas present.
Well, if I say Rockies, I've got to use the whole Continental Divide, like the whole San Diego Cristos, the whole Rocky Mountains, not just the small one. So moving on, yes, this was Claremore's last year, 15 years with WRCA, and it was a bittersweet moment for them. That committee has busted their rumps for years, and they've just wanted to end on a good note. There's no negative anything. We were sad to see them go, but we'll keep that friendship forever. And the teams, they're going to be with us to come. And so Saturday was kind of a day of reflection for them. They did a lot of introductions and stuff, and it was kind of neat how they did that. They started with the first-year team, if you've been here 1 year, and they left the group and peeled off, took their horses, peeled off. It got down to 15, and there was, Highsmiths, Baron Highsmiths, and then there was, the Z-Bell Ranch. And so it was neat how they sent everyone off. And so that's where I was.
That's cool. That's pretty. How many teams were there then?
18.
18 teams.
Yes,
wow,
18.
Teams. With 3 rodeos going on, I thought maybe there would be a shortage on one of them, but that's a lot of teams that are.
No, it was a long rodeo. It was very hot.
Very cool. Yeah.
When you step outside to cool off, it says something about how a little sticky it was.
Oh, that's right. Yours had the arena, didn't it?
Yeah, it was and they did what they could.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't predict the weather. Hence why we never had a sanctioned rodeo in July in Claremore, Oklahoma. But we made it happen. We made it work. That committee made it work, and they didn't miss a beat. And the teams were grateful to have that opportunity from that area. So the next rodeo in that area will be OCA, Oklahoma Cattlemen's, but the next one closest to them will be Coffeyville in October.
Okay, yeah.
So,
oh, nice.
Yeah.
You'll be arguing for that one. No, I'm going. All right, so who are we calling then from the winning team?
Well, because we had 3 rodeos, we kind of put our heads together and we thought, let's focus a little bit on a top hand. And so there were 2 out of the 3 rodeos in which a top hand was granted that honor. So we're going to call TJ Davis off of Whitmire Land and Cattle.
Okay.
So we're going to call TJ.
Cool. All right, let's do that. And we got him on the phone, TJ Davis. Hey, congratulations, man.
Thanks, sir.
You're welcome, yeah.
Top hand.
Top hand.
At a very tough rodeo.
Yeah.
It was a real tough rodeo.
It
that might have been
was.
the toughest Claremore's been.
Yes, I think so too. And there was 18 teams. Every one of those teams had more than one hand on them. I mean, obviously, at this caliber, they're all mounted and they're all raging and ready to go. But I just want to real quick go over a little of the results, if you got just a sec. So first place was Steerwalt and Tripman Ranch, and they had 206 and a half points. Second place went to Haywire Cattle Company. Third, JLB Ranch, Folk Ranch and Zebel, and then Whitmar, who TJ works for. Now, Friday night, Whitmar was doing pretty good, correct, TJ?
Yes, yes, ma'am. I think we was second coming into Saturday.
And within 1 day, Craig, 1 day difference, you had from first place was 206 and a half points, and then it went 179, 174, 173 and a half, and 172. Tell me that is not some... That comes down to one little hiccup.
Yeah. Yep.
One little
We
hiccup.
had that.
Go ahead, TJ.
Oh, I said we had that hiccup too.
Well, everybody had that hiccup, and then they came down to that bronc riding, and TJ, you amaze me. And part of the things we look at on Top Hand stuff is the contribution an individual pays to the team. Now, obviously, there's two judges, in my opinion, that don't get paid enough. That's your top horse judge and your top hand judges, especially at a rodeo at this caliber. It's very hard. Could be any one of those. But something triggered them to give honors to TJ Davis. And what's it like to you to receive top hand honors at Claremore, Oklahoma? I mean, any given year, any WRCA ranch rodeo for that matter.
Oh, that's a big honor. I mean, there's a lot of top-notch hands there that I never thought I had it at all. I had that Lane on Steerwell's team.
Yeah.
That boy's hands.
Well,
He rides the bronc home and everything.
yeah, and
That's
then
who I.
youth plays such a big factor. Youth is amazing, and TJ is not old. Okay, but
Gaining ages.
no, but Lane just turned 23, you know?
Exactly.
And you look at that, and he started by admiring people like you, TJ, and he grew up watching guys like you, and that's where he's at today. So you've set and paved the road for the good example and the man that you are and the ranch you work for, and I just wanted to say congratulations personally, but, you know, I know the team probably ribbed you a little bit, huh?
What is it?
The team probably ribbed you just a little bit. They probably, oh yeah, that comes with part of top hand honors.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Especially when Keith Summers on the team.
Well, he's our top hand, don't you know? Everybody's top hand. Well, and not only that, tell us a little bit about maybe your events that you did stub your toe on a little bit. Where do you think, how does someone contribute and make up for that? So if you stub your toe early and you had a good, let's rephrase that. If you had a great Friday and you're coming into the rodeo, and here comes Saturday and you know what you got to get done, what is your strategy to get that accomplished?
I got to slow down. I get to thinking too much about it. You go on Friday night, the first night, you just know you just go take care of your job. And to me, I go to set and come in Saturday, and I think too much about it, overthink it, and I get ahead of myself.
Sure.
I got to slow down.
Well, and he's mounted too, which means he rides very good horses. All of them do. And they make you a better horseman. They make you pay attention. And sometimes if you're behind just a lick, you're going to see it.
Yeah.
You're going to see it. And in the sorting on Friday, the sorting cattle were a little bit sticky, or maybe that's a lack of better words. They're kind of sticky and then on fire all at the same time. And people were struggling a little bit. Can you give us what your perspective is looking into that herd, coming in and looking to what happened during that?
I really don't know. That's there were 3 sets of cattle there, and the first set was a little ringier than the other 2 sets, and we just happened to draw up right. Going in there, we went in there. Our mindset was go in and be steady and just try to get time, and it just fell in our way.
Well, you did exactly that. You guys were patient on it, and they took, you can take turns sorting. And what was cool about some of these guys have worked together for a long time. They get up to the line, 5 guys, for example, and you've got TJ Mills peeled out to go sort. When he's done, they just trickle and then the next guy there will fill in, and the next guy there will fill in. It's kind of neat to see that orchestration happen, and that's kind of how it works on the ranch. And so it's always a neat thing to see you guys work together like that, sharing that load, because you do it every day. So wouldn't that be what someone would do? I mean, really.
Right.
But Lehman, Peyton, since I've stole the thunder from TJ Davis, do you guys have any questions for
I
him?
do see something in the scores I wanted to ask you about, TJ. I'm curious, not being there myself, I'm just totally looking at the scores and the times. And what I see kind of hurts you, obviously, like we said, not pouring salt in the wound, but you had that setting second coming out of Friday. The doctoring second go, no time there. So that hurt people that don't know how it's scored. You guys missed out on getting points in the second round, but then you also missed points in the average. So that seems to me that doctoring, no time, and Saturday really made the difference.
Oh, yes, sir.
What happened? What happened in that run? Do you remember?
Oh, I headed him and then just had bad luck on the back end. That steer didn't take the handle very well. When I roped him, he kind of come with me, and I didn't get him set up just right for them guys. And it just didn't work out for us.
See, I knew that's what he was going to. He's going to point the finger at himself, Craig.
Mm-hmm.
You see that?
Yep.
Didn't point the finger at anybody else. Totally took it on the chin. And for guys that don't do this, TJ, like what y'all do every day, and then you step into the pen and try to do it under the clock, what folks don't understand is just how much happens in those seconds or those milliseconds that can put you to qualify for Amarillo or to put you in fifth. And that just happened to be, TJ, that's just what happened this go-round.
It is. That's dealing with livestock. It's all about the draw.
Well, it is
I
all
mean, draw
about.
good like Friday night. We drew really good, and it worked in our favor. And Saturday night, we drew decent. I just couldn't get him set up, and that steer came with me. And it worked out that way.
Everyone seemed to have been having a little bit of issues with those steers. They were a little ringy, like they looked like they might have been roped a couple times. But it all falls back on you, and winning that honor as top hand is quite an honor. To me, it's winning a rodeo is great, but winning top hand and top horse is very accomplished. It's something that holds a lot of weight. And so I just personally want to tell you congratulations. And I keep looking. I mentioned they have a boy named Wilder, and they have a girl that just turned 1. Wilder is definitely job security for us. I'm just saying. So whatever you and Ashley are doing, keep doing it right, because everyone needs to meet Wilder. It makes me very happy. So not only you top hand, your top dad, and so thank you guys very much.
Thank y'all for everything y'all do for us.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Hey,
You have a good one.
Hang on, TJ.
Oh.
Are you guys? Is Whitmire? Are you guys entered in any other rodeos this year? We still looking to qualify for the championships?
Yes, sir. We go to the Oklahoma one, the OCA, in August, and then we'll go to Meade. And I'm not sure about Council Grove. They got to reschedule or not. We'll go to that one. And then we talked about going to Earth if we can get in that one.
Well,
So
and
we got 3 or 4 more shots at it.
Yeah.
Yep, and then maybe Coffeeville, since
Oh,
you guys are
Coffeeville.
right there. I mean, you might as well step off your porch, right? Go win one.
Yeah, we'll go
given.
there. We'll dang sure go there. We're still not qualified.
You betcha. Well, TJ, thanks for your time. Tell Mr. Mills that we're sorry we kept you from haying, but you just make sure we tell everyone hi, and make sure to tell Keith he is a superstar. And Heston doesn't say much, so can't give him a hard time. But thank you,
Right.
TJ, for everything and for always being so kind.
Yes, ma'am. Tk y'all.
We'll see you.
Yep.
Thank y'all. Bye.
Good guy, and boy, I tell you what, you can't do it without your sponsors, right, Lehman? I mean, it's really all about it.
That is true, Craig Vaughn. That is so true. I tell you, we are so blessed. We say this all the time, but it's true. We've got companies out there of all shapes and sizes that support this whole big world of WRCA, and they also want to support our cowboys when they go out and compete. And so thank you to Wrangler. Wrangler has jumped up and sponsors our top hand of the week. So congrats to TJ Davis from Whitmire for winning that free pair of Wrangler jeans from those guys. And then also Twisted X, they provided a certificate for a free pair of boots for that top hand winner. So TJ's
Excellent.
taking home some goodies.
Excellent.
And then we had one more individual award out of Claremore. That goes to Justin Peterson. His top horse, Casey, was Power to You and Me. If anybody in any capacity ever has watched Jake Peterson horseback, you know he's going to be on a good one. And I'm assuming that one was just like the rest of them, Casey.
Oh yeah, especially in these events. Well, he meant Jake. Jake's the brother. It's okay. I mean, he could probably give him his. Justin will probably give him.
Well, heck, they're all mounted anyway.
Yeah, that little Star horse was amazing. Takes the pressure like a champ, and whenever Justin asks for him to be there, he's on point. And then you'll see him, he's on point before Justin is on a lot of things, and he saves everyone's bacon. But that's that top horse deal. I mean, it's a workable tool. It's a tool that we dang sure don't take for granted, but they're fun to watch, and it just keeps you where you got to be. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he's mounted for sure. All of Haywire Cattle Company has got it going on.
Let's see. I guess
We can
go to Peyton since the mic just kind of
we can
ended
go
up.
to Arthur since it's just right here, huh?
Yeah, we're traveling to Nebraska now.
Yeah.
We just kept traveling north.
right?
And then we'll shoot back down south. So, yeah.
How was Arthur, Nebraska?
Well, I kind of got spoiled a little bit. So it was a good 86 degrees when the rodeo started at 5 o'clock. And
Were
then,
you texting Casey the whole time? Hey, how's the weather there, Casey?
Well, she was sending me pictures for social media stuff, and they're all drenched in sweat. And I'm like, well, this is nice.
Well, last year, though, in Nebraska, it was a biscuit cooking contest. Don't think I was not
I
a
bet,
little
yeah.
swooping.
Yeah, definitely was not. When you're getting down into the 60s in the evenings, there was nothing to complain about.
No.
So, but overall, it was a great rodeo, and it was a good thing to go stay with the Haythorns, which are board members of ours. So, thank them for putting on a great event, as well as the hospitality that they give everyone there. Being in a very small community in Arthur County, they had a great turnout, and so the teams really showed up and were there to compete. It was a one go, everything counts, and so there's a couple names on here that we know very well, and that they continue to compete and place with us, and even do really well at championships. Yeah. So first place was Lonesome Pine Ranch out of Kansas, and we've talked to Bud and Troy and their family a whole lot, throughout the years, and they've become a good, just a face and a name for us to lean on during the championship, and they bring a gathering with them, so it's nice to have them there. Then second place was Jolly Ranch and SNL Cattle out of Colorado, and other teams kind of hate to see Jolly Ranch pull up into events because they know they're there to compete. And then third place actually came up from Nebraska, which is Barta Cattle Company. So it was a tight between second and third. They tied with 33 points, and we had to go to the branding to make that difference. So between first and all the way through third, it was a 3-point difference. So anything could have happened, and the luck fell to put Jolly in second on the branding. They were just a hair faster, but the sorting was good. They did it a little bit different, and that's the kind of the difference maker between everybody. There was 8 no times, and so Arthur they got a bigger size arena, and just holding that line. You get a few cows that just don't like to stick together, and it seems like everywhere we go, number 10 is just, there's a special word for that number. So, but she squirted across that line a few times for several of the teams, and So that was kind of the difference maker between it all. If you got your time in the sorting, you were good.
Mm-hmm.
So, but going on with that, top horse went to Cash Chamberlain from JOD. Yeah, had a mental lapse there for a little bit, but on the horse they call Black Betty, but official name is Lady Sampana, sure. And then top hand actually went to Clint Wilson from Barta Cattle Company from up there. So
cool.
it's good to see the teams that we're outreaching to and trying to grow in Nebraska. It's good to see them get recognized, and also we got to say thanks again to Wrangler and Twisted X for even being able to acknowledge him and the great work that he did that throughout the weekend, and hope to see him still compete with us in the future.
So cool. If you're listening and you have no idea where Arthur, Nebraska is, I just Googled it while you were talking. And, I'm zooming out because, Google Maps zoom right in. I'm zooming out looking for a big city. Zooming out. I'm like, okay, is there nothing around this? And then you're about what? I don't know how many hours northeast of Denver. It looks like probably 4 hours maybe or something like that. And then to the north it's South Dakota, so Rapid City maybe 4.5 hours, 5 hours away from that. Omaha 5 hours to the
much.
There's nothing, and I think that's really cool. It's one of the neat things about the WRCA. You guys are sanctioning a rodeo in a town of 117 people,
right?
With I think more churches. Like there's like 3 or 4 churches that show up as you zoom in. Instead of you're not looking to go into Omaha, or you're not looking to go into Denver. You're not looking to. You're bringing the rodeo. You're trying to be involved with the people that you are actually helping, which is just a unique thing in today's times, because you could WRCA could easily go. I think we're going to go to the bigger, there's 800,000 people or whatever in Omaha, so we're going to have it in Omaha. We're going to attract more people, but no, that's not where the ranches are, and you guys are going to where the ranches are to hold these things. It's just a really neat.
When I say literally all of Arthur County was there,
it
was like Arthur County was there because you had to have someone helping, behind the scenes, and they are a ranching community, and that's how they make their living up there. And, they get it, and they support us, and we want to support them, so why not put a ranch rodeo in a community that's how they make their living, and basically one hand feeds the other, and
I'm
we
looking
really
at
enjoy
the map
it.
now. It's just a neat. And there's a county high school. It's not an Arthur high school. It's an Arthur County High School there.
If you find Ogallala and you cross that I guess it's a lake, but it's like 20 miles long.
Yeah.
It's coming from somebody who doesn't see water driving up there. It was like, wow.
Yeah.
What is this?
It's actually a lot of really neat history.
Yeah, it's just it's a neat thing what y'all do by taking the rodeo to the people that you're helping instead of asking them to come to you. Of course, the World Championships. That's you got to ask everybody. You got to get them to go to one spot. With hotels
Everyone
and
needs to leave
restaurants.
home and wear their clean socks every once in a while.
Well, you wouldn't be able to put everybody up if you did like a World Championship in an Arthur,
we'd all
Nebraska.
bring your bedroll teepee.
Yeah, probably.
And who's going to cook for us? And
That's not much of a vacation.
I'm sure we could find somewhere like that, but
Well, call Craig and tell him we're going to bring 30,000 of our
Hey, they
closest
have an
friends.
event center,
exactly.
I guess, right?
Yeah.
they do, but November is a little bit more chilly than it is in
Yeah, you want to see some snow?
Yeah. Lehman, I guess you went down towards. I guess it's sort of between Wichita Falls and Abilene, sort of to the. I guess it looked like about on the map 2.5 hours east of Lubbock. I'm trying to give you a mental picture of where Graham, Texas is.
Yes, the big city. It's basically an hour south of Wichita Falls, kind of down there in that country. And this was an interesting situation. We had this rodeo probably will never happen again because it was a replacement rodeo for the Texas Ranch Roundup.
That's right. Yep.
In Wichita Falls. They fell victim to the old COVID situation there and could not put on that rodeo. So the 10 ranches that compete at Texas Ranch Roundup, they actually got together, formed a committee, a little working group, and just dedicated themselves to
Right.
putting on this rodeo. So it was put on and planned by the ranches. The families worked it. They just stepped in, had a 2-go rodeo in one day, and I was really proud of them. Everybody pitched in and made this rodeo really work. You want me to go into some of the details?
Yep.
So, in first place out of Graham was Ari Brown Ranch, real historic family operation there, and they were third in the bronc riding, second in the doctoring, fourth in the milking, and first in the branding. So just really kind of established
steady.
themselves pretty early. Sorting, we just talked. Peyton brought up sorting. Sorting is kind of becoming a 4-letter word for these guys. Graham, there were only 2 ranches out of the 10 that ended up across 2 goes got times in the sorting, and ours wasn't number 10, Peyton. It was actually an unnumbered that caused all the troubles that day. She's living in infamy in the minds of those ranches, I guarantee. Caused lots of havoc. But anyway, Ari Brown got qualified. Tongue River Ranch was second, and Burns Ranch was third. And really, really neat facility there. If you've never been to Young County Arena, a little shout out to those folks. They have got a hidden gem there. Nice little pen in the community. You know, it wasn't really an attempt to bring a lot of people together. The ranches and their families just got together and had a rodeo so they could get a qualifier for Amarillo.
That's pretty cool. Now, this, would you say was the Brown Ranch? Who'd you say won? They qualified?
They were here last year.
Okay, I was going to say they didn't sound as familiar as
You've
some
got
of the
a
other
good
ones.
memory, though. You remembered their names. So. Yeah. They down around Throckmorton, that country down in there is where that ranch is from, and multi-generational, lots of family involvement, and they really, from start to finish, you could kind of tell things were going their way. They were hitting on all cylinders.
Cool. I know this weekend here in Amarillo, if you're close by, there's a 3-in-1 that'll benefit the WRCA's foundation, put on by Oliver Saddle Shop, which is a fun one to go see, a 3-in-1 and an open bronc ride.
It is, and I believe it starts at 6 o'clock
6
on
o'clock,
Saturday.
gates open at 6.
Bring your sunscreen or your slicker. I don't know which one to tell people.
I don't know yet, but I did see the forecast not too bad. I think they're calling for a high of low 90s, which, I mean, really feels like a cool front after what we've had the last couple of weeks.
The places I've been, and
Yeah, you too. Yeah.
I actually, that's hot
might
for
put a
me.
coat
I
on.
need to get down to like the 20s. I need to hit the mountain air. But real quick on Graham, I have to, that's 2-point difference, Lehman, between first and second. 2 points. Tough rodeo. And
It was only 5. Then there were 3 points between them and third.
so, Graham Johnson, if you're looking or if you're listening, it's coming. You're going to do it, buddy. He's been
Explain what you're saying.
he's been bridesmaids at 2 rodeos prior to this,
About
and
a point and a half.
and he can taste it. Everyone can taste it, and it's just like basketball, Craig. It's like I would rather lose by 30 points than 1.
Yeah.
You remember
that
those.
tough,
That leaves that
yeah.
like you ate a stink bug kind of a deal. But they're handy, and there's nothing to be taken away from them. I just had to give old Graham a hard time because we can feel it too. But hats off to all of our teams that we've discussed. Hats off to all the committees, and we wish you the best. And we'll see you down the road.
Excellent. Yeah, WRCA.org. Championship coming up in November 12th to the 15th. Go to WRCA.org. Ticket information's on there. Saturdays are gone, pretty much. Maybe closer. They might open some up, but pretty much. I mean, you need to focus on picking up your Thursdays and Sundays at this point. 25th annual, so people want to be here.
Casey Hooper has changed her phone number.
There you go. So don't call Casey. That goes to the weather. We still have that phone number here in Amarillo, 372-2611. I believe is Casey's phone number. So yeah.